So, we're having a bad day today. We really are having a bad day. I just want to scream or punch a pillow or rant for a couple of hours. My co-host here, she's having a day too. So let's just hug. Get huggies. Yeah. So anyway, here it is. September. But we're in November. Should I break out the Thanksgiving equipment? My hair is a mess. Yes, ma'am. No biting. We're all in moods today. November Romantic Times Book Review 2015. Celebrating Sandheim's 10th year anniversary. So we ran around the house to see if we had any Sandheims left. We used to have a lot. Not anymore. Just a couple. So I found a couple to show later on at the end. So this is Flashback Monday, where we talk about all the books in this magazine. I'm Christina, Kristina. This is where I read books, talk about books, no special effects, no theme music, none of that fancy stuff going on here. So, we're almost done. 7-8 months left, and that's it. That is it to Flashback Monday. Well, I've got some other things planned, but that's the end of this magazine. And I was thinking, oh, look at that. I have to do that. It's not in this one. It's in one of the other issues. But I'm thinking I probably will go ahead and do best of. Every year the magazine gave awards to its what it thought was the highest rated book, or what its readers voted on, the Reader's Choice Awards. So maybe we'll do 13, 14, and 15. We can't do 16 because the 16s would have come out in 17 and the magazine was gone in 17. So maybe we'll do 4 weeks of that before we move on to the next possible theme that I've got going here. Now, I'm just want to scream and yell today. But anyways, oh shoot, oh there it is. So where's my list? I got my list. Alright. We always start with Regency, we always end with erotica, and in between changes each week. Hey, naked guy on the cover. I'm thinking about doing that, but there's only like 2 authors. Miss Zanetta and Miss Tyler and Miss Walker that do the 3 bikers. So we'll have to see. For an if that, it would have to be 10 different authors, and I don't think there are 10. I could look. I'm going to try and look for that. So, I need an idea for October if then. Oh, sorry. The, Sandheim Publishing. Wow, no pictures. No pictures. We'll talk about it at the end here. Because these are books. So, we start with Regency. Daniel's True Desire. Everybody's dressed. Daniel's True Desire, 4.5 stars. Gifted storyteller Burroughs grabs the reader's emotions in this deeply moving and sexually charged romance. With an unconventional hero and heroine, a few familiar characters, touches of humor, and a few tears, this is truly a beautiful, crafted love story. Reverend Daniel Banks travels to the town of Hondale to take up his post as the new vicar. There he meets Lady Kirsten Hadenfield, a no-nonsense young woman with a tendency towards bluntness. Kirsten accepts that she will never marry, but she finds herself fascinated with the handsome Daniel. Estranged from his deceitful wife, Daniel is determined that she will not rob him of his vocation. Desires sizzle between he and Kirsten, but they try to keep their feelings at bay. Is it fate or something else when a venomous spirit seemingly rises from the dead to create havoc and ruin their newfound happiness? His wife is still alive. What is he doing cheating? And he's a priest nonetheless. Shame on you. This would have been a good one to find. I didn't find it. One of the guys that I listen to on a regular basis, he never covers his mouth when he yawns, ever. And I think that's impolite. I think that's rude not to cover your mouth when you yawn. But he consistently does it, and he makes his living as a podcaster. I don't know. He must have a day job someplace. I do not know. All right. Here it is at the bottom. The lady in green here. Falling into bed with a duke. So they put a green book on a green background. Yeah. So that helps you read it. Maybe the writing should have been in red. I'm just saying. Oh, I'm just so pissed. Falling into bed with a duke. Lorraine Heath, 4.5 stars. Spinning off from her reimagined Oliver Twist novels, Heath begins a trilogy with Jack Dodger's daughter. She dazzles with fascinating characters and a naughty plotline. Minerva Dodger wants a man who cares about her and not her large dowry. She spurns dozens of fortune-hunting suitors, but that doesn't mean she'll have to forego passion. The Duke of Ashbury is out for an evening of pleasure, a chance to forget he needs to marry a wealthy woman to save his ruined estate. Once he spies the beauty in the mask, he's determined to make her fantasies come true, if she'll allow him to photograph her. Minerva is drawn to Ash as he allows her to learn her identity. All right. Minerva is drawn to Ash, and after he follows her to learn her identity, Ash vows to court Minerva. However, Minerva can't trust Ash until he finds a way to convince her it's her, not her dowry. Well, yeah, it's you, but your dowry helps. I did not see this one. So let's go back to our page here. Lisa Calipus. Cold-hearted rake. Up here. My computer is bad. Cold-hearted rake. Would you have, we all romanticize these books, but, they didn't have ladies' products. They didn't have a restroom with running water. They didn't have air conditioning and heating. They didn't have Tylenol and Motrin and Naproxen and Bengay. All these modern conveniences. They didn't have an oven, a stove, a refrigerator. Ah, they didn't have Hershey's. Where was I? Oh, yeah. Cold-Hearted Rake, Lisa Calipers, 4.5 stars. Readers are introduced to the unforgettable characters and their original personalities through a delightful storyline peppered with sharp repartee and steamy sensuality. Suddenly inheriting a title and all that entails it, the Dakish Devon Ravenel decides to sell the properties and continue on as always. He's even more convinced after seeing the rundown estate and meeting his cousin's widow, Kathleen. Married 3 days before her husband's death, Kathleen became a widow no sooner than a wife. She vows to convince Devon to take on the duties of the Earl and care for the estate and its tenants. Her passion ignites a heated response in Devon, compelling him to try to understand her obsession with saving the estate. Soon his desire to unearth Catherine's secret grows into a desire to have her in his bed. Aww. The Wrong Bride. I don't know. What's with me today? I'm just so angry. The Wrong Bride. Gail Callan. Her new series, Callan dips her toe into the Loch's water and delivers her first Scottish romance, a captive captor tale sure to delight fans on the subgenre. It's time for Hugh McCallan to claim his bride, Katrina. So he does what any Highland chieftain would do. He kidnaps her. Being abducted from her bed frightens Riona and then infuriates her when the brute insists she has been promised to him since childhood. Hugh refuses to believe her cousin Kat is his betrothed and carries Riona away to his Highland castle. He begins to woo her in the old ways, which serves to fan the flames of their desire. Riona slowly falls in love with Hugh, his land, his clansman, and his family. When Kat and her brother Owen arrive, Hugh realizes Riona's identity threatens the tentative dente between their clans unless they can find another solution to the peace. Oh, look! Naked guy on the cover. Um, One Wild Winter's Eve. Ah, I don't think. Hmm. And you are. Hmm. Okay. The Lady in Blue. One of the most poignant stories in the Honeycut series. Barton's latest is guaranteed to bring readers joy. Maybe I need more oxygen today. Barton's latest is guaranteed to bring readers joy, relying on the themes of family, young love, jealousy, and class distinction. Barton spins a lovely story with a touch of scandal, adventure, and desire, peopled with characters you will hold dear in your heart. As the sister of a duke, Lady Rose Sherborne is the epitome of priority. Rose would never jeopardize the family reputation. When she was younger, there were times she wished she could freely love Charles Harlan, their stable master. Charles is long gone, and Rose has put aside romance to search for answers to her mother's whereabouts. She is in Bath to discover what happened to Lady Yard. She is in Bath to find out what Lady Yardley knows when she discovers Charles is Lady Yardley Stewart. Charles fled Rose because he knew the difference in their stations made love impossible. But facing her now, he realizes he will do anything to make her his. Aww. Um, where is it? What happens under the mistletoe? Sabrina Jeffries, Karen Hawkins, Candy Camp, and Meredith Durain. Some of my favorite authors. 1800s. There's nothing quite like a quartet of talented writers, the holiday season, mistletoe, and kisses to make readers smile, sweep them away from their holiday hassles. In Jeffries, the heiress and the hothead, American mill owner Amanda Keene and journalist reformer Lord Stephen mistakenly kiss under the mistletoe. Though they come from different worlds, their kiss gets them thinking that they may not be so different after all. In Hawkins' 12 Kisses, Marcus Sutherland kisses the wrong woman who once broke his heart. With some interference from a meddling grandmother and a riding accident, they're given a second chance. Camps by any other name has Gregory Rose rescuing Ryla Campbell and getting caught up in her search for her brother from gambling dens to brothels. Those two find themselves in a tailspin with a kiss that puts them into each other's arms. Durand's sweet ruin, Lucas Godwin, is the man who stole Georgia Trent's heart, but he's also one of her father's most trusted men. Now he's back to help her unpack the thief who pilfered an important document. But a stolen kiss is all they need. Aww. I don't. Hmm. Just a minute. Yeah, no. Along the infinite sea. Let's see if I can put that there for a second. Sorry. Alright, put this over here. Here we go. At the end, 4.5 stars, 1930s to 1950s Europe and America. At the end of Tiny Little Thing, readers wondered who the mysterious woman was who bought a restored 1930s Mercedes. Now we have the answer and more in Williams' brilliant sequel. This sweeping story is not only impossible to put down and emotionally intense, but demonstrates Williams' mastery of the genre. In 1966, Pepper Schuyler sells a pre-war Mercedes she restored. Pepper plans on using the money to support herself and her unborn child, the result of affair of a powerful politician. Annabelle Domerick, the buyer, insists Pepper stay with her in Florida. Pepper reminds Annabelle of herself when she fell in love with Stefan, a charismatic young Jew, only to lose him and then marry an older man on the rise in German politics. Annabelle's life in World War II Germany calls out to Pepper, and when her baby's father makes demands, it's Annabelle's determination that brings them both the freedom and opportunity to love again. Ah, that's a heavy book. Over 450 pages. Okay. On to mainstream fiction. Put a ring on it. The cute little puppy. Beth Kendrick, 4.5 stars. Kendrick's novel is an unbelievable, enjoyable read that beautifully captures both love and heartbreak, combining it with charm and small dashes of sauciness. The story is a reminder that sometimes the best things in life don't happen according to plan. The fictional but beautiful Black Dog Bay is the perfect setting for a truly wonderful novel. The best part of this book is that it is part of a series, but readers don't have to have read the series that comes first to enjoy this one. Brighton has everything going to plan. Her upcoming marriage, furthering her boring and wholly unsatisfying career as an actuary, and being stable and secure for the rest of her life. But an offer from an old friend invites her for a short visit to Black Dog Bay, and she gets a phone call from her fiance telling her he's suddenly married someone else. Brighton finds herself doing the unthinkable, marrying drop-dead sexy and gorgeous stranger Jake Sorensen. He seems emotionally unavailable to her, but the chemistry is just what she needs to mend her heart until it threatens to break one more time. Um, did did this one arrive? Uh, I don't need till the end. Ah man, I was looking for you. You're in this pile. Figures. Nowhere to go. You know, there are no special editing here. You know it. You absolutely know it. Oh, Lord. So, anybody have ideas for if thens? I could use some good ideas for if thens. You got any good ideas? Um, you know that expression, too many cooks in the kitchen? Dana Bate, 4.5 stars. Bates' latest delightful, foodie, obsessed work of fiction is truly pleasant. Her characters are warm, personable, and so easy to relate to. Her writing style is not only super light, making the book a breeze to read and hard to put down, but the tons of amazing recipes interspersed throughout manage to make your mouth water. Oh, I got itch. Kelly Magden has been offered an unexpected opportunity of a lifetime. Mere hours after reading a letter from her late mother encouraging her to take more risks, she's asked to go to London to work as a ghostwriter on a cookbook by movie star Natasha Spencer. Soon she's there, although the adventure isn't quite what she expected. Not only is Natasha impossible to work for, but her long neglected husband Hugh is getting under Kelly's skin. Hmm. Let's look. Let's look. Large print is always good. Not too small. So, you said. Here we go. Spanish olives, Boquerones. Apple and manchego, manchego salad with tossed walnuts. Tomato and watermelon salad. Green beet salad with apricots. This isn't ew. Raw sheep's milk cheese with quince paste and chocolate fig jam and nut. That's a menu. That's not a recipe. I thought you said there was recipes. I don't see no recipe. Recipe. Where are you, recipe? Come out of hiding, recipe. I just wanted to see what kind of recipes were in this book. Since you said there was recipes. I don't see recipe. Subject, mouse. I found some real dead mice, so I think I'll use those instead of Oreo toys like in the bed or maybe under Irene's pillow. What do you think? No, no, no. That's my old bed, in case you forgot. And I get back from England, I'll probably be sleeping in that bed again. No dead mice in my bed. Well, that's cute. I still don't see a recipe. Usually when they do recipes, they write it straight out. I don't see no recipe. No. Oh, in the back. There's 1, 2. Spaghetti salad? Do you want a spaghetti salad? Vermicelli, green peppers, celery, onion, Swiss cheese, ham, sour cream, Miracle Whip, sugar, apple cider vinegar, salt, pepper, and 6 teaspoons of accent salt. Banana bread. 1.5 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon baking powder, 1 teaspoon baking soda, half teaspoon salt, 6 tablespoons butter, half cup sugar, half cup brown sugar, 3 eggs, mashed ripe banana, 3 or 4, cup of Greek yogurt, and a teaspoon of vanilla. Chocolate mousse. Go get the Jell-O packet and just throw some milk in it. Hashtag too many cooks. You know my fave? I have 2 faves. Cook your elbow macaroni or any kind of macaroni you want in the whole world. Dump it in your colander, whatever you want to call it. Take a tab of butter, melt the butter in the hot pot. Take a scoop of tablespoon or so, maybe more flour. Soak up all the butter. Put in some milk. Depending on the amount of cheese, you can add milk if you add too much cheese. But 3/4 to a cup of milk. Stir it. Throw in minced shredded cheese. Depending how much noodles you made. A minimum. I have a minimum of 4 cups. I put in 6 the other day, but then I threw in, and that's like the simple recipe. And then you mix it all up, put breadcrumbs on the top, and shove it in the oven. Now, if you want to spice it up, like I did the other day, and it was a real hit at the buffet, summer social that I'm still recovering from. Chicken, shredded chicken, can of peas, can of bacon. If you're adventurous, can of pimentos, the red things, to give it a little coloring. It's up to you. There you go. Or you can do it, add ham, just bacon. You can do so much with macaroni and cheese. You really can. So anyways, Bittersweet Christmas is our next one. Oh, excuse me, Bittersweet Dreams. I wrote Christmas. V.C. Andrews. I wonder if is this a ghostwriter now? Lord have mercy, this woman writes more books. Oh, no, wait a second. You know who writes more books? Patterson. 4 stars. As is common in Andrew books, complicated family dynamics, including secrets and lies, are explored in this latest release. Comfort, security, and hope are the things that typically come from family, but these characters explore what happens when that is not the case. It feels like Mayfair is speaking directly to the reader, and her fears of being unable to meet her own expectations are too easy to identify with. The characters remind the reader that everyone plays a role in the play called life. The key is determining what that role is. Mayfair Cummings is an outcast at her school due to her exceptionally gifted intellectual abilities. She is also at odds with her dad's new wife, Julie, while she tolerates her new stepsister, Allison. Due to an event involving Allison and her English teacher, Mayfair is given the opportunity to attend a new school for students like her. Will she finally find a place where she fits, or will she take revenge on those who have wronged her? Now, you had me okay until you got to the omen type part at the end there. And another lady that's with us often, Fern Michaels. Wishes for Christmas. 4 stars. 3 different stories with a common thread: Christmas and making it brighter and happier for those who are not feeling the festive season. In And the Angels Sing, Maggie Spitzer is on a mission. She wants to find her favorite teacher and make her Christmas the best she ever had. She calls in the sisterhood and the men to help track her down. Will they be able to solve the mystery of the whereabouts of someone they have not seen for decades in time for Christmas? Naughty or Nice toots Ladenberry up to her eyebrows in preparation for the annual holiday showcase of historical houses when she gets a feeling one of those decorators is in some sort of trouble. She enlists the help of the godmothers to solve the mystery and aim for a happy ending. In A Golden Tree, Sophie is a guest of Mira Rutledge at the Grave Place. She notices the owner, Holly Noel Simmons, is not feeling the holiday at all. It doesn't help that the new employee, Gannon Montgomery, is blaming Holly for the downfall of his former company and is enjoying making life miserable for Holly. Sophie sets her plan into motion for everyone, including the sisterhood and godmothers, to have the most memorable Christmas yet. I don't know. I have. Somebody remind me in 2 months when I unpack it. Where is it? Wait a second. Oh well, it's in a bin. But I have. Remind me in December. I have this tapestry. So remind me in December to show you. It's in a bin someplace. It's not with the other ones. So, anyways. On to teen. And I think I've mentioned this before. The only section in here that does not have an index is the teens. I do not know why, but the teen section never had an index. It drives me crazy. So winter. Marissa Mayer, 4 stars. Readers will not be disappointed with the conclusion of Mayer's popular Lunar Chronicles. The previous heroines of the series get the same amount of page time as Winter, the fascinating and unstable new protagonist. Despite the scars covering half of her face, no one denies that Princess Winter is beautiful, maybe even more beautiful than her aunt, Queen Lavina. She is certainly kinder in both her kindness and beauty that make her lunar citizens love her, a love that her aunt feels threatens the stability of the crown, and no one is safe when Lenora is unhappy. Soon enough, Winter's only options lie with cider and a revolution against the tyranny that has plagued Luna for years. That's an awful thick book for a teen to read. That is awfully thick, and it's heavy. Manners and Mutiny. Let's see. I recognize the author for some reason. I don't know why. Carol Carriage of 4 stars. The final installment of Carriage's Quality Steampunk. Oh! She might have been in our If Then Steampunk. Have you seen our If Then Steampunk? If not, please go watch it. Oh, and then go watch the horrible short, or not short, a horrible live. Husband shows all his steampunkness. He's got this whole plan for a video. But he gets camera shy and he freezes. So he's gathering up all his stuff. He wants to do a video, but he's afraid to. So we'll see what happens there. It's been, I don't know, 8 months. The final installment of Caracas Quality Steampunk series, Finishing School, is a worthy addition that is just plain fun. Sophina, Dimity, and Agatha are back at boarding school aboard their beloved dirigible. Despite the tragic ending to the last adventure, they are eager for more excitement. When a ball is announced, no one expects it to be a part of an infiltration. Will Sophina recognize the danger before it's too late? And even if she does, will anyone believe her? I hate those stories. I hate those kind of stories where someone cries wolf and the people are like, you've cried wolf too many times, we don't believe you anymore, and that's when the stuff happens. It always happens like that. See. Oh, there it is. There it is. Always at the bottom of the pile. Always. I tried to arrange them a little bit this time. So Miss Estep, or in 2 different pages, so let's do this. Dark Heart of Magic, 4 stars. Estep is an exceptional author, and her Black Blade series is a fun treat. There's plenty of something for everyone here. Politics, friendship, magic, thievery, mobsters, and mysteries. For fans of mashups and excitement, this is a great read. Okay. Turn the page. Lila, a thief, has been picked by the head of the Sinclair family to compete in the Tournament of Blades. Not one to draw attention to herself, she finds there's no escaping. Problems arise when the competitors start having mysterious accidents and just who is calling the competition. Add to that a mobster plot against Lila's friends and someone running around Cloudburst Falls, murdering mobsters, and there's never been a dull day in the magical place in America. I don't get it. And for whatever reason, is this really a teen book, or did I put it? Nope, it is. So this is a teen book. It's labeled adult, but it's in the teen section. Explain that one to me. It got 4.5 stars. It's a heavy book. It looks like an adult book. So why is it labeled teen in the magazine? Because it's not in the teen magazines, in the teen section in the bookstore. It's in the adult section. November 9. Teen. Teen. See what it says? Adult. Teen. Adult. Teen. Adult. Top pick. 4.5 stars. New adult fans, this is your next favorite book. However, Hoover only lets us see her characters on November 9 of each year, and this format leaves just enough to the imagination while delivering powerful bursts of insight and keeping readers hooked. Yes, there is an insta love at the beginning, a trope the main character, an avid romance reader, claims to dislike, but the pacing is perfect, the emotions raw, and the passion realistic. Toward the end, it's hard to decide whether to root for this couple to stay together or to go their separate ways, and oddly enough, this makes the conclusion utterly satisfying. Ex-actress Fallon can't believe that her sort of famous father just brought up the fact that she hasn't had a date in 2 years. How is she supposed to find someone who will look past the scars that cover the entire left side of her body? But wait, why is this cute guy introducing himself as her boyfriend? An aspiring writer couldn't help but intervene after what he just overheard. They end up spending Fallon's last day in LA together and agree to meet on the same date until Fallon turns 23, giving Ben the inspiration he needs for his first novel and Fallon the chance to start over in New York. A few years later, when Fallon finally gets her hands on Ben's manuscript, she realizes their real life love story might not have a happy ending. Hmm. You know what you do in books like that? Ah! Ah. It's weird. I grin as I lower my mouth to hers. Spoiler alert, they lived happily ever after. Then I kiss her, and it's 12. Not the end. Far from it. Okay. Alright, on to inspirational. And we're keeping it light this time. Usually I go to extremes with inspirational, but we're keeping it light. So, get you out of here. Ooh, that book needs tape. A Christmas Bride in Pinecraft. 4.5 stars. The conclusion of this series is a bit sad, as there are some secondary characters who could use their own book. Thankfully, the reader finally gets to hear Beverly and Eric's story. This is perfect for the upcoming holiday season. There is a moment between Beverly and the thief that is heartwarming. It is best to read the series in order. Beverly Overholt returns from Christmas shopping to find that the inn she manages has been broken into. The inn's owner, Eric Wagler, does his best to calm her, and he shares his own troubled past with her. Both worry that the news will change their growing feelings they have for each other when the breaking in and robbery just a teen prank or something more. Don't know. And ouch! Sorry. 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 Home, hearth, and the holidays. 4 stars. The third book in Coulson's Dear Daphne series is endearing. Daphne's relationship with Mabel takes her center stage through most of the book and evokes tender tears. Daphne loves having Mabel but isn't sure what she'll do when Mabel's uncle takes over custody. When he starts making romantic overtures, this could be the answer to all of Daphne's problems, or is it? She also starts receiving romantic attention from Harrison, which is pleasant but not exactly fireworks. And then there's Jake, the only guy who knows her entire dilemma, but he seems to avoiding her. What's a girl who wants marriage to do? Alright, for some reason, we have a few sci-fi today. Let's see if they're all here. I don't even know if they're all here. Alright, Minotaur. That so looks like an 80s cover, don't it? I can't get the lighting. It looks like something from the 80s. I don't know why, but that's what it reminds me of. 4.5 stars. Dark, dreamlight, seductive are just 3 words to describe this extraordinary novel by Rock. It harkens back to the mythology and fairy tales, paying carefully attention to the darkness those tales often contain. Tara has a brutal, unwilling belief that her monstrous lives within her, which colors all of her interactions with her friends and adults in engaging ways. Her fascination with the Minotaur is threaded throughout the book, along with her desperate need to have her love for fellow orphans. After her parents died and her sister and aunt found her unmanageable, Dara was dumped at the Rock Point girls' home. There is nothing of any interest going on in Rock Point. But decades ago, a Minotaur, half man, half bull, reigned over the small town, wreaking havoc. Now her reign has dwindled to regular tributes of prisoners sent to the labyrinth. The possibility of being the one to slay the fabled beast is what gets Thera through the years there, even though it's supposedly impossible feat. Not really. Our Lady of Ice. 4.5 stars. While the Blade Runner comparisons will be hard to avoid, this book takes a much more in-depth look at themes of robotic sentience and what it means to be human. This is a well-done noir in a unique setting that will leave readers guessing till the very end. Winter in Hope City, Antarctica is never easy. Trapped in the dome that keeps the city alive, the lives of 4 people are about to change the city forever. P.I. Elena Gomez takes what should be a simple case of recovering stolen documents for the mysterious aristocrat Mariana Luna, even though it means taking on her boyfriend's mobster boss. Elena knows that the money will be enough to get her out of Hope City for good. As the robot who run the dome, which keeps the humans alive, begin to evolve, Android Sophia has a plan that puts everyone, human and robot alike, in danger. Okay. Did I find this one or not? I don't. Oh, I did. Tower of Thorns. 4.5 stars. Kudos to Maliner for improving on the first book in an already quality series. The pacing here is a little bit better than Dreamer's Pool, and now that the main characters have fully introduced, their psyches and relationships get fleshed out even more. Fey-bound healer Blackthorn and her ex-prison mate Grim want nothing more than to be left alone with their work and quiet lives. But before long, a noble woman appears at court, pleading for help expelling a mysterious creature from a tower on her lands. A creature that screams all day long. Alone in a cursed land, struggling with the pain of their past, the deceptions of those around them, and new magical threats, can Blackthorn and Grim solve the problem without losing their sanity or their lives? Let's see. A late comer to this pile? Uh, when I see this, think of this book, I think of the uh what's his name? Uh that Disney movie. That's gonna drive me bonkers. Ah, I remembered all by myself. I'm so proud of myself that I remembered Tom Hanks did that cartoon movie, Solar Express. 4 stars. Modeste is boundless imaginary flings readers headlong into a richly imagined deep space world in this quick-paced, sharp science fiction release that offers sharp social commentary as well as plenty of adventure and well-considered innovations. I think I like the Disney movie better. Through a worldwide agreement has permitted the peaceful expansion of an internal space program. Earth's rapidly changing climate has led to growing hostility that threatens all the humankind has achieved on and off planet. When Dr. Elena Wong inadvertently discovers an alien structure on a cometary trajectory toward the sun, a perilous race breaks out on Earth to explore and possibly control it. But the closer the Solar Express gets, the more it begins to alter the surface of the sun, threatening for far more than international treaties. Now, Elena must rely on her friend Captain Christopher Tovan to prevent the war while she learns everything she can about the object and its incredible power. All right. On to my favorite section, mystery. Well, second. Well, yeah. Mystery and paranormal. All right, let's see here. Mr. Balducci and the guilty. 4.5 stars. A stunning departure from the Robbie's normal adventures. This one is personal. The family connection doesn't make Will any less lethal. A blackmailer, a psychopath, and a serious case of mistaken identity cause implications as the story progresses. Will Robbie is a government assassin who works for the CIA. After a grave mistake on a mission, he loses his confidence, set adrift. He attempts to retrieve the past he lost some 20 years before, when his father Daniel is accused of murder. Will wants to help with the defense, but Daniel refuses to see his son. Not knowing of their existence, Will meets his young stepmother and stepbrother and stays at their mansion. A stubborn Will appoints himself private investigator despite his father's resistance. Bullets and knives come at him from all directions. The further he proceeds into the investigation, Robbie gets help from a friendly quarter. When Jessica reels him in the hunt, Daniel finally allows a feisty attorney to represent him. Let's see what happens there. You know, I should really fix this. All right, Miss Scotteline. 4 and a half stars. Scotland is at the top of her game with this take on past wrongs. There are tons of emotion from betrayal and anger to love and forgiveness. This glimpse into Benny's past shows how the character has grown over this series. Attorney Benny Rossetto is called late one night by Jason Leftevic, who was a 12-year-old boy when she represented him years ago. Jason and a bully at school were arrested and sent to River Street, a terrible juvenile detention center. Everything about the case was so wrong that Benny teamed up with the uncle of the bully, State Trooper Declan Mitchell, to get the boys out. During this time, Benny and Declan started a relationship. One day, Declan decides that his nephew is more important and calls it off. Now, 13 years later, they are brought back together when Jason is charged with murder of his longtime tormentor. Declan's nephew, Benny, knows that Jason is innocent. She just needs to prove it. Sounds a little twisted. That just sounds too twisted to me. I just had it. Oh, there it is. The Stitching Hour, Amanda Lee, 4 and a half stars. The embroidery mysteries are great fun with well-developed characters and nice touches. Mary Singer owns an embroidery shop, but a different kind of needlework is included in each book. The romance between her and steady boyfriend Detective Ted Calloway is an addition that doesn't weigh down the stories with conflict. Mercy Singer's shop, the 7-year Stitch, is a year old and she plans a party and open house to celebrate when Halloween intervenes. A haunted house, the Horror Emporium, is temporarily open next door to her store, and an eccentric couple run it. Just when Mercy and her boyfriend seem to be enjoying a peaceful period without dead bodies, a local waitress is found dead on the street. Mysterious punctures on her neck suggest to some that a vampire has arrived. Then one of Mercy Keering's ordered for the goodie bags for the party is found under the body, and several of her friends become suspects in the murder. Uh-oh. Death at Trent Abbey. 4 and a half stars. Book 5 of the Lady of Ash series is another winner. Trent uses in-depth historical research and rich detail to make the story come alive. Undertaker Violet is summoned by the 5th Duke of Portland. She assumes it because he needs her services in response to her death. The body, however, is that of one of his Grace's ravens. He is known as the Mad Duke for many reasons, but the death of the raven has created near panic among his numerous staff, who see it as a harbinger of doom. So he wants her to embalm the raven. Okay. Alright. Now, if you haven't watched all 25, 6, 7 videos of this lady, go watch them. And then when you finish with those, watch Mrs. Ellsworth. And let's get involved with Sarah Brand and Frank Malloy. Sarah Brand is a midwife. Frank Malloy is a detective with New York City Police Department in the 1890s-ish time period. Sarah Brand starts the series as estranged from her parents, but later on, Christina, here is your reminder. Their relationship develops and repairs itself because of stuff that happened to her sister and her husband in the past. But she develops with Frank Malloy to a relationship with him as really, really good friends. And then, of course, you have the 2 kids, and you have Mrs. Ellsworth and Mrs. Ellsworth's son, and her parents, and everybody else, and Gino. I just love this series. I was so looking forward to the next series. And if you haven't seen my frustration author video, go watch my frustration author video as I cry my little eyes out when I discovered that Victoria Thompson has passed away. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. What you doing? No. No. I don't know what she's doing. 4.5 stars. Murder on St. Nicholas Avenue. Uh, the Gaslight books are set in the 19th century New York City. Thompson is an expert at combining details about the era's history as well as social details of many segments of New York society. Sarah and Frank are on their honeymoon, and Mrs. O'Neill, an old family friend, comes to the house asking for help. Her daughter Una recently married a wealthy man, but when she was found holding the body of her dead husband, Una has been arrested for murder. Since Sarah and Frank are gone, the family and friends have to work on the mystery together. It's the first mystery that her parents work on. Her multi-rich parents. And the kids. And Gino. Let's see. Thought I had that one. I guess I don't. Unless it's back here. Nope. Oh. It's right on top. No Good Deed. I'm gathering these up so I can do this series. Alison Brennan, 4.5 stars. If you haven't been reading Brennan's truly exceptional Lucy Kincaid Sean Rogan series, then you have been missing out. Events that happened fermenting over the last few books now reach the boiling point. Although the authorities believe that mysterious drug lord Tobias is the mastermind behind a criminal empire, new FBI agent Lucy Kincaid has her doubts. After corrupt DEA agent Nicole Rollins escapes during a daring and bloody rescue which involves a busload of kids and a bomb, Lucy becomes convinced that Nicole is the true brains. Multiple agencies are organizing a massive manhunt, assuming Nicole has fled the country, but Lucy suspects she is still close by and implementing a deadly plan of revenge. Crimson Shore. Preston and Child. 4.5 stars. This top-notch addition to Pendergrass series can be read as a standalone and is sure to please both old and new fans. It has a multi-layered plot combining historic and present-day mysteries. The first 2/3 of the book provide a fine mystery, then comes a plot twist that is surprising and explosive. And the cliffhanger ending? Cliffhanger ending! I hate cliffhanger endings, especially in a book when you have to wait a year! Of course, since this is 2015, we should be able to go pick up 2016 quite quickly. Special Agent Pendergrass takes on a case in a small coastal New England town. The mysterious theft of Expansion Wine Collection takes a complex turn when the back wall of the wine cellar reveals the bones of a long-ago bricked-in victim. Oh, like the cast of Montolet, whatever that thing is called. The Edgar Allan Poe book. The old rumors of witchcraft resurface when several men are found murdered with strange symbols carved on their chests. Just when Pendergrass thinks he has solved the mystery, the quiet town explodes with unbelievable and terrifying violence. Hurry up! Run out and get book 2016. Hurry up! Get to the store. Alright, we did the other one. I just had this one. Oh, there it is. The Theory of Death. 4.5 stars. Kellerman continues to explore the new lifestyle dynamic experienced by the former LAPD Lieutenant Peter Decker and his wife Rena Lazarus. Superb storyteller, Kellerman takes what looks like a straightforward case and gives it plenty of puzzling twists as Decker tries to understand if a death is a tragic suicide or murder. The nude body of a young man is found in the forest near Greenbury. He died of a single shot to the head and the gun is by his side. But until the coroner rules suicide, Decker decides to treat it as a suspicious death. As it happens, Decker's former Greenberry partner Tyler McAdams is visiting from Boston, where he is attending Harvard Law. Anxious to take a break from studying, Tyler volunteers to help. The victim was a mathematical prodigy at Meade College. Did Eli Wolf really commit suicide, or is there something sinister? I vote for sinister. Mm. 9 lives. Wendy Corsi Staub, 4 stars. Staub's latest cozy revisits the small town of Lilydale, and the result is a lot of fun. She crafts a tantalizing tale mixed with small town politics and secrets, while also capturing the authentic feel of a woman struggling through a desperate times. Bella Jordan's husband has passed away, forced to raise her young son by herself. She reluctantly agrees to relocate to live with a relative she doesn't like. A storm faces them to spend the night in a hotel that was driven by a beloved woman who may have been murdered. Bella asks to temporarily run the establishment until a replacement can be located, but she should not have said yes. Okay. I don't get it. And I missed one. Is this... Wait a second here. Chi-Chi's... Brennan... Faye... Okay. This showed up unexpectedly, so I just thought I'd throw it in. The Secret Life of Anna Black. Black. B-L-A-C. See, it ends in C. Jennifer... Kincheloe, 4 stars. At first glance, Anna Blank may annoy readers with her naive and entitled attitude, but as her character develops, readers will become to love her. The predicament she gets into and her willingness to go all out to help others is sometimes ridiculous but always endearing. Anna Blank will do anything to get out from under her father's control, though for a young, unmarried woman in 1907, this is near impossible. When an opportunity is available to join the LAPD, she quickly devises a plan to join the force. However, with both a murderer and a rapist on the loose, Anna may be in over her head, and if her father or rich fiancé found out what she was up to, she may never be allowed out of the house again. Fear the Dark. Kay Hooper, 4 stars. Hooper really brings on the eerie in her newest Bishop's SCU novel. She doesn't hesitate to place her protagonist in deadly danger as they try to find the truth behind these frightening events. It starts with 2 teens disappearing from their car without a trace. Then a local judge vanishes while fishing. The terror in Serenity rises as ordinary people do ordinary things, simply vanish. Knowing he needs help, Police Chief John Riggs contacts Bishop and SCU team. Bishop sends a psychic agent, Lucas and Samantha Jordan, as well as medium Dante Swan and telepath Robbie Hodge to see if they can find the missing people. The most recent to disappear is a 6-year-old girl. The team can sense something evil nearby and psychically attacked by it, but unfortunately they are unable to pinpoint its location. And then a police officer is murdered, ranking up the heat on the case. Now this is not a Rizzoli and Isles book, but it's the Rizzoli and Isles author, Tess Garrison, Playing with Fire. This standalone is told from the perspective of individuals in the present in World War II Venice. A heartbreaking and terrifying thriller revolving around a shadowy waltz. Hang on, as the search for hidden truth could have deadly consequences. While in an antique shop in Rome, musician Julia Ansdell purchases a book in which she finds loose manuscript pages. The Incendio Waltz by Tedesco. After arriving home in the States, Julia attempts to play this unusual piece, and it appears to have a terrifying, unexplainable effect on her 3-year-old daughter. A frightened Julia is determined to uncover the history behind the mournful waltz, and not realizing she will start a chain of events that lead to murder. Nah. Not for me. And we've got one extra that's not covered in this book, and I don't think it was covered in December, so I decided to go ahead and just throw it in. It's very, 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 very popular still today. 10 years later, this book is still in demand. People still read the trilogy. And I believe, I'm not sure, but I think it's his son that's taken over to write the next set. But the girl in the spider's web, David Lara Krantz. She is the girl with the dragon tattoo, a genius hacker and uncompromising misfit. He is a crusading journalist whose championing of the truth often brings him to the brink of prosecution. Late one night, Blomquist receives a phone call from a source claiming to have information vital to the United States. The source has been in contact with a female super hacker, a hacker resembling someone Blomquist knows all too well. The implications are staggering. Blomquist, in desperate need of a scoop from Millennium, turns to Sal Ander for help. She, as usual, has her own agenda. The secret they are both chasing is at the center of a tangled web of spies, cyber criminals, and government around the world, and someone is prepared to kill for it. This goes with the girl with the dragon tattoo, the girl who played with fire, and the girl who kicked the hornet's nest, and the girl in the spider's web. This is that series. Just thought I'd talk about that. Over there. Alright. Now that's mystery. We have one lady that technically should be a Sondheim, but she's not in this particular case. She's a regular publisher. Her books are always extra, extra, extra hot, but this has got a good plot to it and a good series. A lot of the extra, extra hots just have extra, extra hot and, little or no plot, but this actually has a good plot to it and a good story. It's always good to have a good story with your adultness. 4.5 stars. Eden's Lost series seems to get better with each installment. This third outing is a gripping, sensual, and savage story with plenty of sharp twists and turns to keep readers enthralled. Criminal psychologist Sarah Jacobs has seen her far too much to trust many people, but no matter how hard she tries, she can't seem to resist the dark, dangerous Jacques Fontaine. Jacques has plenty of secrets of his own, and though he and Sarah may come from different worlds, he knows they may share something powerful when they find themselves the targets of a madman bent on uncovering their past secrets. They've got secrets! Oh. Where is... I gotta figure out what that book is. Alright, what's the other book? Alright, Kristen Ashley. Walk Through Fire. Oh, there's another one for the biker series. So now we have 3 biker authors. If anybody knows of any more, let me know. I started a list someplace. Um. So where is it? Four stars. Sacrificing your own happiness for another person can have unintended consequences, as is vividly explored in superstar Ashley's newest Chaos novels. 20 years ago, young Millie Cross made the fateful decision to break up with the love of her life. Chaos biker Logan Judd, although it was devastating and painful, Millie felt her actions were the best for her. But the loss crippled her emotionally. Now, 2 decades later, an unexpected encounter has Millie wondering if there's hope for a second chance. I hate those kind of books. Alright, we have missed some stuff here. Alright, let me see. Let me go back here. Alright. Trimmed with Murder. Sally Goldenbaum, 4 stars. Book 10 of the Seaside Knitters mystery is a bittersweet Christmas story. These mysteries emphasize characters' relationships in Sea Harbor. There is a recipe and a knitting pattern at the end. Christmas has come to Sea Harbor, including a tree decorating contest to bereft the free clinic. Charlie Chambers is coming to see his older sister, Izzy. He's been estranged from his family for a dozen years. On the way, he picks up a mysterious young woman, Amber Harper. When Amber is found murdered, Charlie becomes the chief suspect. To clear him, the Seaside Knitters have not only to look into his past, but that of one of the most prominent families in town. Okay. And let me just check this out. Okay, so it's not there. Why did I? Oh, she's in paranormal. Okay, the rest of these are paranormal. Nope, wait a minute. A winter wedding. 4.5 stars. Another Whiskey Creek novel is just what readers need to satisfy their craving for romance that tugs at the heartstrings. Kyle Houseman is on the verge of vowing never to love again after he suffers a bitter divorce and his stepbrother marries his sweetheart. He keeps his heart guarded, but when his new next-door neighbor, who just happens to be a cute country singer, moves in just in time for Christmas, he may have to change his plans. When Lord Bennett arranges a visit to Whiskey Creek to get inspired to write songs for her next album, she didn't exactly know what the town was smaller than a postage stamp. Everybody knows that everybody, and they may even be able to dig up their secrets. Thankfully, Kyle seems to be genuine, but as their attraction heats up just as winter approaches, Lords wonders if this was really the place she was meant to be. See what happens. Alright, now, paranormal. The League books. The League books. And you can't read these in publishing order. You have to read them in other kind of order, because the one book, the son's book needs to come after the parents, not before. And she wrote it before, so you have to read it after, unless you want spoilers. Because then you read the next book and you know everything that happens because of the kids' book price. So you have to read them not in publication order. It's a different order. And when I get to these one day, we'll show that order. For the 9th book in Kenyon's Amazing Futuristic League series, it got 4.5 stars, by the way. She finally reveals the reasons behind Fan Hooks choosing to destroy his life by abandoning his fiancée, Galen Bator. The League attack on Adrian outpost jumpstarts an all-out war. The Alliance has selected Prime Minister Commander Galen Bator to oversee their joint forces. What Galen doesn't realize is that the Tavili commander tasked with assisting her is none other than her ex-fiancé Fane Hawk. Galen shoots Fane on sight, but soon realizes the war is bigger than their personal issues. Their forced proximity leads to questions about the past, ones that will change Fane and Galen's life forever. And this has got the good paper. That's how the publisher knew it was going to sell well, because it's got the good thick paper. Alright. Let's gather these over here. I don't know if I want to show all these or not. We'll see. Alright. Alright, I looked for that, but I couldn't find it. Is there a picture? No. Okay. I thought this was cute, so I picked it up. The Single Undead Moms Club. Harper writes paranormal romance with clever and aplomb, giving a boost to the genre as a whole. 4 stars. After being diagnosed with late-stage cancer, widow Libby Stratton decides that becoming a vampire is the only choice she has to raise her 7-year-old son. Her overbearing in-laws do not approve and plan to do whatever they can to obtain custody. While learning to deal with living as a vampire, she also has to become to terms with being treated like a parrot by the other parents in her community. Yeah, I could see that would be a case. Where is this book? Needs to be taped. Stars of Fortune, Nora Roberts, 4 stars. In need of a Roberts fix, readers are luck as superstar author launches her newest prominent trilogy. In the Guardians trilogy, 3 goddesses create 3 stars, fire, ice, and water, to celebrate the birth of a queen, but their dark sister goddess Nezra wants to steal the stars and will stop at nothing to gain their power. Robert does a good job setting up her ensemble cast of players and slowly revealing their hidden secrets. And this has got good paper, too. Reclusive artist Sasha Riggs has always been haunted by dreams and nightmares. When she turns into a brilliant painting, some of which include 5 mysterious individuals, a persistent vision compels Sasha to go to the Greek island of Corfu, where she promptly encounters Riley Gwynn and Braley Killian, who are depicted in her work. Brand convinces Sasha she is not crazy and is actually a seer who will help them find the fire star. It doesn't take long for Sawyer King, Aniga Waters, and Doyle McCleary to arrive to round out the team. Each of these individuals harbors a secret. Okay. Do I have that one? I don't think I have that one either. Alright, let's do the pictures. Alright, up here. I think I might have this one. No. Embrace. Mistress. Ride the storm. What's the bottom? Ah! I have it. I forgot to look for these before. So, Reap the Wind, Karen Chance. 4.5 stars. Being semi-reluctant Pythia, aka seer for the supernatural community, Casey Palmer realizes it's getting harder and harder to tell her allies from her enemies. Everyone has their own agendas and they think they know better than Cassie. Just when you're sure that the Cassie Sterling for Chance's Byzantine Cassie Palmer series can't get any more intense, she throws some wrinkles into it. With the imminent direct threat of God Ares breaking back into human reality to wreak havoc, Cassie knows she must take extreme measures. Unfortunately, she is being hampered by both mages and vampires who either believe they know best or are fearful for her safety. The key to stopping Ares could be Cassie's friend, the war mage John Pritkin, who sacrificed himself to save Cassie, and whose soul is lost in time. Cassie knows the truth about Pritkin really is, and she knows that he may be their only hope. So Cassie, along with Pritkin's demon dad, starts jumping through time to intercept his soul, but a group of renegade Python acolytes are determined to stop her. And I don't think I have the other one. Mind Magic. Eileen Wilkes. I do have the Wilkes books though. Alright, let me just. Okay. FBI agent Lily Rue and Lippy Rue Tuner are newlyweds who are hoping for a quiet period while Lily Lou continues for her mind speech lessons in the Black Dragon Sam. This is gonna bug me. I have to at least look. This video is going to take 3 days to upload. I kid you not. But I just started Tempting Danger, Blood Magic, Blood Challenge, Bloodlines, Mortal Sin, Night Season, Mortal Danger. I do not have the Dark Magic, Mind Magic. So, with the imminent threat of the god Ares breaking back into human, ready to wreak havoc, Cassie knows she must take extreme measures. Unfortunately, she's being hampered by both mages and vampires who either believe they know what's best for her or her safety. And the key to stopping Ares could be Cassie's friend, the war mage John Pritt, who sacrificed himself to save Cassie. And I already read this. Oh well. Sorry. So let's go on here. I've got Harlequin Presents. God, this is small. You know, when they first started doing these, the books covered were over 300 pages. This has more than most, but I thought the books would be getting longer and longer, and it's not. They're reviewing less and less. So, I have one. Harlequin Presents. Harlequin Desire. Harlequin Intrigue. Harlequin Presents. A Vow of Christmas Seduction. 4 stars. When Princess Yara of Chimera is given to Prince Chaos as a gift, the already married king gives her to his brother, an international playboy, and insists the two marry. Fortunately, Andres is immediately attacked to Zara and her fiery personality and agrees to the wedding. But Zara doesn't want an arranged marriage. Of course, her protests only make her more attractive to Andres. Yates combines nicely developed characters and good descriptions to make for a really solid read. Okay. I skipped one. Where is... I don't know why. It might have been. Maybe it was. Uh, I don't know why this is here. Where? Okay. Oh, there it is. Page 45. Kate Elliott, Black Wolves. The first in a series based on the worlds presented in the Cross trilogy, Black Wolves is one of Elliott's finest works. The story is better crafted than any of the first trilogy offerings, with each character fully developed and each action imbued and with purpose and subtlety that isn't always apparent immediately. The Hundred is a well-crafted world. Its systems and laws are present and understood with handholding. The Hundred has been unsettled since King Atana's murder, when all of the idealistic visions of its two previous leaders have been sent spiraling, and the kingdom has been left with a dearth of true leadership. King Jurasha has spent more time fighting unnecessary wars, while his two wives battle through political machinations for the upper hand at court. Okay. Okay, now, way back here, Sondheim celebrates 10 years. I found a couple. I had in the early 80s and 90s, I had a lot more of these. I have since gotten rid of them. I went through a phase. Here's some Sondheim here. These were up there with Ellery Cave books, little on plot and more on the adult stuff. I don't think there's anything in here. I did. Where is that other book? I guess we did it. I have a couple. Sondheim. That's their symbol. Lorelei. James is a big Sondheim writer. Rough Riders Book 16. The moment Carson McKay saw the sexy blonde at the dance hall, he wanted to throw her over a saddle and gallop hell-bent towards the closest church. Given his reputation as a lover and a fighter, not necessarily in that order, it wasn't surprising she gave him the cold shoulder. But he hadn't expected that mean right hook when he tried to kiss her. Caroline West might look sweet and innocent, but she's no fool. The good-looking cowboy with a heart-stomping smile didn't really want to marry her. He just wanted to take her for a test drive. But when he kisses her for a second time, she doesn't fight her burning attraction to him. Brazen. Miss Banks is always good for a menage a trois, should I say? One woman's campaign to win the hearts of two men she loves. Jasmine left the Sweetwater Ranch, and the Morgan brothers, no longer able to bear the painful dilemma of loving them both. After a year in which she gains new perspective, she returns home with one goal: to make Seth and Jane Morgan hers. And if you think about it too much, you're gonna go, ugh. So don't think about it too much and go, ugh. You shall see. So anyways, that's it. This is going to take a couple days to upload. And I hope you have a good Monday. It's been interesting. I still want to go scream and hit a pillow or two. Or hug my kitty. Have a good one.